Good evening, everybody, and welcome to field number 2. This is Breed that the baseball games are being played on while Frazier Field is being renovated. Frazier Field will be all turf, hopefully in a couple of weeks. And meanwhile, the teams are moved down to play here at Breed. English playing their second game here. They're 1-0. They're taking on Revere, who's playing their second game here at Breed. They played Classical. This being Wednesday, they play Classical on Monday. They'll play English today. Revere looking for their first win. They lost to Classical. English got a big win in their opener. And it is a bitterly cold day here at Breed. It is really cold. We had better weather in January and February than we have right here today. The southpaw, Jason Figueroa, on the mound for Lynn English. It'll be Chris Cassidy, the second baseman for Revere, leading off. And my voice sounds like I'm shaking. It is because it is bitterly cold. This is supposed to be spring sports. It's like being at a hockey game. Pitch in for a strike. Hit in the air. Bernier, the first baseman, makes the grab. The wind took it floating away from him, but he stayed with it. Eldrin Bernier gets the first put out. They will bring up Don Balia, the third baseman. And I have a chair, but I'm going to have to stand up and do this because I can't see over the fence. High for a ball, and I can't see over the coaches who are out. Not a great place to shoot from. Thankfully, the camera's up in the air. In for a strike. 2-1 the count. It's the Patriots against the Bulldogs. Revere against English. Foul tip evens the count at 2. Pitching from the stretch, Figueroa. Called third strike. They're going to have to throw him out at first base. Pulaski gets it done to Bonilla. So 2 up and 2 down in the top of the first. Giancarlo Miro, the first base, the pitcher, excuse me, will be the hitter. In for a strike. Not only is it cold, but the wind is blowing 80 miles an hour as well. Hit foul back out of play. Figueroa jumps on top, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Way up. 1-2. Low for a ball. So we get deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first. This is Greater Boston League action. English, I think it's the second or third year English dropping out of the Northeastern Conference into the Greater Boston League. Starting to pull the trigger, held up, the pitch was up and away, and we got a full count. 3-2 the count. And he missed him. He was ahead 0-2, and he winds up walking him. So Revere has a base runner. Mike Pop, the left fielder, will be the hitter. High and tight for a ball. In for a strike, 1-1, quick throw. Getting back was Miro. Foul out of play. And Figueroa goes on top again to the hitter. Good sized lead at first base for Miro. He takes off. And he's got second base solo, and they don't even throw the ball. So a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. And we got deuces wild again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hit foul past third base. And we'll do it again at 2-2. Pitch up and coming. High and tight, almost hit him. And 3-2 again. So a payoff pitch up and coming once again. Misses for ball 4. So after getting 2 quick outs and getting ahead both times, the next 2 hitters, he walks both of them. Don Boudreau, the center fielder, will be the hitter. Hit on the ground to short. They don't get him. He beats it for an infield hit. Miro took a wide turn at third, but hustled back to third. So after 2 outs, quickly, Revere's loaded the bases with 2 walks and an infield hit. And the shortstop, Kyle Cummings, will be the hitter. So it looked like it might be an easy inning for Figueroa. Now he's got to go to work to get the 3rd out. High for a ball. That ground ball is short. They took a quick look at third, quick look at second for possible force out. And the base runners had got a big jump. And they had no play, so they had to go to first, and they were late. Boudreau beat it. And Revere threatened to get on the board first. Hit into left field for a base hit. 2 runs are going to score. They throw it home. The runners are going to move up. A big 2-out hit by Cummings. So the walks hurt. Andrew Leone, the right fielder, will be the hitter. Big 2-out hit by Cummings. High and tight for a ball. A pop-up, a strikeout, looked like an easy inning. But then back-to-back walks. Got English in trouble. Hit right off the third baseman's glove. 2 more runs are going to score. The error. Right through the wickets at third base. And it brings a conversation out to the mound. As Revere has got 2-out Lightning, scoring 4 after 2 outs and nobody on. They put 4 on the board. And walks will kill you. 2 walks back to back extended the inning, an infield hit, a solid shot to left field, and now an error. And Revere all of a sudden has 4 on the board. In for a strike. Brendan Sack, the first baseman, is the hitter. The runner takes off. Throw down, not in time. Second stolen base for Revere. They have another runner in scoring position. Wide for a ball. English fell behind in their last game. I think it was like 6-2, but they only had a couple of big innings and they scored a big win. Hit foul, backing out of play. So they're going to have to do it again if they're going to try and win this one. They're already down 4-0, and they haven't come to bat yet. Chopped foul. Sack stays alive. He's the 8th hitter in the inning. Trying to hold up, couldn't. Second strikeout ends the inning. But a big inning for Revere. They put 4 on the board with 2 base hits. The 2 walks really hurt. And we played a half inning. Revere leads English 4-0. Giancarlo Miro on the mound for Revere has been staked to a 4-0 lead as Revere got 2 walks. English threw in an error, and Revere jumped on top 4-0. For English, it'll be Gilmer Galva, the center fielder, leading off. Janier Rodriguez, the second baseman, bats second. Brendan Velasco will catch and bat third. Adrian Bonilla, the first baseman, hits in the cleanup spot. Henry Manzanillo, the shortstop, bats fifth. Batting sixth and playing left field, Mateo Rodriguez. Jareel Benzin, the third baseman, bats seventh. Elijah Wallace will play right field and bat eighth. And the pitcher, Jason Figueroa, will hit in the number 9 spot as English now has to come back from a 4-0 deficit. In for a strike. Miro pitches from the stretch as well. Low and away for a ball. Missing low again for a ball. Missing for ball 4. Galva draws a leadoff walk. Janier Rodriguez, the second baseman, will be the hitter. way up and over everything. A wild pitch will put Galver at second base. Merrill throwing hard. He may be overthrowing a little bit. Might be able to hear that wind. Solid shot to center field in the gap. The runner's going to score. The throw gets away. So Rodriguez gets a base hit and RBI. The errant throw moves him over to second base. And English cuts into that 4-0 deficit, putting a run on the board. Brendan Velasquez, the catcher, will be the hitter with a runner in scoring position. High for a ball. Not an easy day for these young men to be out running around, especially just in uniforms. He got a big jump and he steals third base. He didn't look him back. So Rodriguez steals third. In for a strike. The hard part is for the coaches and the subs on the sidelines not playing. They're just standing around and freezing to death. Hit in the air. That's going to drop for a base hit. Velasquez gets an RBI. So English gets 2 of the 4 back. They got a runner at first with nobody out. Adrian Bonilla. He's the first baseman for the Bulldogs. Quick throw over to first. Velasquez gets back standing up. High for a ball. Fouled into the catcher's mitt for a strike. You got a hefty swing at that pitch. It just tipped it into the catcher's glove. Velasquez again gets back standing up. We actually have a few brave fans standing around watching this game. Hit foul past third base. Velasquez at first, 2 runs in. Revere got 4 in the top of the first. English trying to come back. They got 2 of them back. High for a ball. Velasco with a short lead at first base. That one goes to the backstop. Velasco winds up at second. And that's ball 4 off the catcher. Velasco winds up at third. So it's another walk and a wild pitch. And all of a sudden, English has the tying runs on base. And that brings the coaching staff out. And I think we're going to get a change on the mound. Looks like the center fielder, Boudreau, is going to be the new pitcher. And Miro, the pitcher, is going to go to center field. Actually, Miro is going to go to left field. And the left fielder, Pop, will go to center field. So Don Boudreau will be the new pitcher. English has first and third with nobody out. Looked golden for Revere, getting 4 in the top of the first inning to take a 4-0 lead. English answering back, getting 2, and they have first and third. The tying runs on base with nobody out. And Kendry Manzanillo will be the hitter. So walks cost English, along with an error in the top of the first. Walks have cost Revere here, along with a couple of wild pitches. Rodriguez and Velasco with the RBI singles. Velasco at third, getting here on 2 wild pitches after his RBI single. Bonilla drew the walk. And now Manzanillo, hitting from the left side, will be the first hitter that Don Boudreau faces. Manzanillo would at least like to put the ball in play and get a run home. In for a strike. Hit in the air. Catcher looking to make the play. Does it? It bounces. They'll get the force at second base. The runners couldn't go anywhere. So Revere gets a break. Catcher couldn't make the play. The runner at first, Bonilla, couldn't go. It was a pop-up right in front of the plate. When he finally realized the ball was dropped, it was too late. The catcher threw the ball to the shortstop to get the force out at second base. So it's still first and third now, but there's one out for Mateo Rodriguez, the left fielder. The runner takes off. The throw is cut off by the second baseman. So English has the tying runs in scoring position now, second and third with one out. Little off-speed pitch sails up and away. Hit foul out of play. Again, Rodriguez's job here is to put the ball in play someplace and try to get one of the run. He'd love to get a base hit and bring in both runs. Missing inside, almost hit him. Little off-speed pitch, hit the second base, off the second baseman, can't make the play. The run scores. So 4-3. The tying run at third, the go-ahead run at first. Jarrell Benson up and away for a ball. Benson is the third baseman. So Revere had a comfortable 4-0 lead. All of a sudden it's 4-3. With the tying run at third. The runner takes off, down and in. He almost threw it away. The third baseman, Belia, made a nice play, caught that, had to go up in the air to get it. The English with their third stolen base in the inning. Revere brings the infield in. The pitch is in for a strike. Low for a ball. So English played a little bit of giveaway in the top of the first. Revere returning the favor. High and tight for ball four. Third walk in the inning. Now the bases are loaded for Elijah Wallace, the right fielder. In for a strike. Eighth hitter in the inning. Hit on the ground to short. Throw away at home plate. 2 runs are going to score. They threw it in the dirt. They had the force. So the other 2-run score. All of a sudden, English has a 5-4 lead. Jason Figueroa can help himself. He's the pitcher with runs at second and third and 1 out. The 1 out was a pop-up in front of the plate that was misplayed, but they got the force at second base. Hit high and deep to center field. They make the catch. Figueroa will get an RBI. Gilbert Galva, who started this inning with a walk and scored a run, is back up for the second time. 10th hitter in the inning, so Revere gets 4. English comes back and gets 6. Swing and a miss. We told you they did this in the first game. They fell behind like 6-2 and then came back on and got a big, easy win. Off-speed pitch, drops it. Hit, nice changeup by Boudreau. Down and away for a ball. 3 walks, 3 errors. Off-speed pitch, he started to pull the trigger and held up, it broke down and away. Boudreau almost got him. Strike 3 called. So Revere gets 4 in the top of the first. English sends 10 to the plate thanks to 3 walks and 3 errors. English gets 6. We played 1 inning and we've had 10 runs scored. It's English 6, Revere 4 at the end of 1. 9-1-2 for Revere as we start the second inning. Pitch in for a strike. Sal DeAngelis, the catcher, leads it off for Revere, who now finds themselves trailing 6-4 after leading 4-0. 2 quick strikes. English got 2 base hits in the first inning and scored 6 runs. Low for a ball. 3 walks, a couple of wild pitches, 3 errors. High for a ball. 2-2 the count. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Chris Cassidy, the second baseman, led off the game, popping up to the first baseman. High for a ball. Hit in here. Backing up, the second baseman Rodriguez makes the play in short right field. So Figueroa does what he did in the first inning, got 2 quick outs, but then Revere struck for 4 after back-to-back walks extended the inning. Don Balia, the third baseman, was called on a strike that had to be thrown out at first base. High for a ball. Swing and a miss. Evens the count at 1. Took a good look at that one. It was high for a ball, 2-1. Swing and a miss. One, two, three inning for Figueroa and the Bulldogs. He gets 2 more strikeouts. He's got 4 in 2 innings. So a little different than the first inning. Revere goes down 1, 2, 3. And English will have 2, 3, and 4. Janier Rodriguez, Brendan Velasca, Adrian Pania to face Don Boudreau, who will start an inning for the first time. He came in relief in the first inning. And I keep repeating, worth repeating, it is cold. It piles up a little bit when the wind starts blowing, but then the wind comes back and it gets really ice cubes. And then tomorrow, it's going to be 73. So figure that one out. 43 today, it's going to go up to 30 degrees tomorrow. Glasgow was supposed to be playing softball behind us at Breed. I'm guessing that they were supposed to play Medford because Medford was supposed to play English on Monday and they canceled. And the game was canceled today, so I'm guessing it was Medford again. Somebody told me they were having a coaching problem or whatever the problem they're having. Janier Rodriguez, the second baseman, singled in a run and scored a run. He's facing Boudreau for the first time. High for a ball. 2-0. That one's in for a strike. Missing inside for a ball. Way up and in for ball 4. So English has the leadoff hitter on. Brendan Velasca got an RBI single and scored a run. The pickoff throw goes out of the ballpark. He not only overthrew the first baseman, he overthrew everything. You know? He threw it over the fence and out of the park. That was a major league wild pitch. High for a ball. So English with a runner in scoring position with nobody out here in the second. Foul tip. Just got a piece and fouled it to the backstop. Thought about it, held up, broke down away for a ball. In for a strike. Trying to hold the runner at second. Didn't throw, just made the move. Nice stop by the catcher, but it bounces off him, and that's going to move the runner to third. Looked like he made a nice play, the catcher DeAngelis, on a pitch that was in the dirt. But a walk and 2 wild pitches have put Rodriguez at third base with nobody out. Hit in the left field for a base hit. Second hit for Velasquez, second RBI. English adds another run to their lead. And we'll bring up Elvian Bonilla, who drew a walk. Off-speed pitch, drops in. Boudreau likes to throw that off-speed pitch. That one bounces in front of home plate. Another wild pitch. Six wild pitches. Swing and a miss on that off-speed pitch way out in front. Down and away for a ball. We got the fire department coming in for the area. High for a ball. In the housing complex next to the ballpark. Hope everything is okay. Slice down the right field line. Fair ball. Bonilla around first. Stand up double. Went the other way. He gets an RBI. Henry Manzanillo, he's the one that popped it straight up in the air out in front of home plate. And it was dropped. But Revere was lucky they had a runner at first that couldn't go anywhere, and they wound up getting a force at second base. He reached on the fielder's choice, Manzanillo, and scored after he stole a base and scored on back-to-back errors. In for a strike, again that off-speed pitch. For a walk, a single and a double. English added 2 to their lead. Off-speed pitch again, in for a strike. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Well, the first out is a swinging strikeout. Mateo Rodriguez reached on an infield error and scored a run. Dropped to third. Nice play. Bonilla with a very nice play. No wasted effort. Had to get to it quickly, get rid of it quickly. That's a very nice defensive play. So 2 away as Bonilla moves over to third. Jareel Benzin drew a walk and scored a run in the first inning. In for a strike. He's the right fielder. Off-speed pitch, stayed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Low for a ball. Chased that pitch, it was down in the dirt. Strike 3 called. So after giving up a walk and 2 hits, he gets the next 3 hitters out, but English puts 2 more on the board. They push that lead now to 8-4 at the end of 2 innings. 3, 4, and 5 for Revere as we start the 3rd inning. Giancarlo Miro drew a walk and scored a run. Takes the pitch for a strike. He was the starting pitcher. He's now the left fielder. High for a ball.
Let's go, Giancarlo.
Down and away for a ball. Up and away for a ball. In for a strike, the count goes full. Popped up, it's going to go out of play. Right over our heads. So we'll do it again at 3-2. High and tight. Miro draws his 2nd walk. Mike Pop drew the 2nd of back-to-back walks that extended the 1st inning. After Figueroa got the first 2 outs, he walked the next 2 batters and then gave up back-to-back hits along with an infield error. Revere wound up getting 4 after 2 outs and nobody on. In for a strike. Have to wait a couple of seconds. The umpires takes a second or 2 to bring that right hand up. Mike Pop was the left fielder. He moved to center field when they changed pitches. In for a strike. Jumps ahead of Pop. Miro and Pop drew those back-to-back walks, both scored runs. And then 2 more scored on an infield error. High for a ball. They throw it down. They throw it away. Merrill's going to go to second base. They try to pick him off. They threw it away. Velasquez threw way over the head of Bernier out in the right field. Good hustle by Wallace to get over there and hold him to second base. Popped up. Shortstop a couple of steps on the outfield grass. Manzanello makes the play. Before giving up that walk to Merrill, Figueroa had retired 4 in a row, 3 of them by strikeout. Don Boudreau got a base hit. He scored the 3rd run. When he scored the last 2 runs on the infield error. Off the catcher's glove, the wild pitch will move the runner to third. So a runner at third with 1 out for Revere. Boudreau, who's now the pitcher, can help himself. Off the catcher, but Merrill's not going anywhere. In for a strike. Drop to short. The run's going to score. They throw him out at first base. So that wild pitch and the arrow overthrow at first base gives Revere a run. Merrill scores his 2nd run of the game. Kyle Cummings had a base hit, knocking in 2. So again, the walk hurts. He walked 2 in the first. They both scored. He walks the leadoff hitter in the 3rd. The run scores. So 3 walks, 3 runs. The other 2 scored on infield error. Way up for a ball. Not a very big figure on the mound. Throwing from the left side. Swing and a miss. Cummings is the shortstop for the Patriots. Swing and a miss for strike 3. But he gave up the walk along with the throwing error and the wild pitch. The run scores on the infield ground ball. And Revere eats into that deficit. They put a run on the board without a base hit. All 3 walks have now scored. It's now 8-5. English on top as we move into the bottom of the 3rd inning. It'll be 8-9-1 for the Bulldogs, as Don Boudreau will start another inning for Revere. Greater Boston League action, we mentioned English. I think it might be the 3rd year. I know it's at least the 2nd. I think it might be the 3rd year that dropping out of the Northeastern Conference, moving over to the Greater Boston League. It actually cost them a little bit because the Northeastern Conference is deemed to be a little better league than the Greater Boston League, and that's one of the first criteria for the state tournament is the league you play in, the competition you play. And they deemed the Greater Boston League not a very good league, and it cost them. It showed this year with Lynn Glasgow girls being undefeated in the regular season and having to go play on the road, not get a home game because the Greater Boston League was not deemed a very good league. And that's the new criteria. It used to be just the records. Now it's the league you play in, the schedule you play, the teams you play, and then your record. So it's a whole different ballgame now with the entire state competing against each other. Solid shot to shortstop. Throw in the dirt. Wallace reaches on the error. Fielded cleanly, but the throw low in the dirt. It couldn't be handled. And for the 3rd inning in a row, English gets the leadoff hitter on base. Jason Figueroa hit it deep to center field. The ball was caught, but he got an RBI because it was a sacrifice fly. Wide 2-0. So it's difficult, like the shortstop making that play. You're out in your hands are not in your pockets. Your hands are out. They get cold. Standing around, and all of a sudden the ball's hit you, and you got to make a play. Not easy for these young men. All of a sudden it hits you. You got to make a play. You got to go get it. Got to make the throw. The runner takes off. Ball hit. Just kicked outside first base. Went most of the way down the first base line. Fair and just kicked outside. Wallace was on the move. He had second base stolen. He takes off again. Fouled off again. That off-speed pitch had Figueroa way out in front. They throw over now with Wallace having that lead. He has to dive back. High for a ball. Top of the order, Galva, the center fielder, on deck. Knocked down by the third baseman, can't make a play. Base hit for Figueroa. Belia almost made a great play. He went to his left. It was going into left field for a base hit. He dove, got a piece of it. All he could do was knock it down. And English has first and second with nobody out for Galva, who walked and scored a run and was called out on strikes. Both of those at bats in the first inning when English sent 10. And we're going to get a change on the mound, I think. Revere will have their third pitcher. Chris Cassidy will go from second base to the mound. We'll have a new second baseman. Chris Secca. We'll have a new third baseman. Ollie Svensson. Miro, who was the starting pitcher, went to left field. He's now at first base. So Revere making changes all over the place. They get the bunt down. It goes foul. Galva, almost a perfect bunt. In for a strike. Hit in the air down left field line. It's going to go foul out in the street. Out of play. Thought about it, held up, the pitch was up and away. Again, held up, broke down and away. 2 on, nobody out here in the third. English trying to get at least the run back that Revere got in the top of this inning. Hit in the air, foul again. Off to the left side. There's ball 4. Good at bat by Galva, working a walk. English has the bases loaded. So Janelle Rodriguez, who was singled and walked in 2 trips, he's scored twice and knocked in a run. He's having a pretty good day, and it's only the second inning. Third inning now. That was through the first 2 innings, his at-bats. In for a strike. So 3 on, nobody out for the Bulldogs here in the third. Off to catch it to the backstop. The run's going to score. Another wild pitch. So they get the run back that Revere got. And looking for more with second and third and nobody out. In for a strike. Again, a little bit of delay by that right hand coming up by the umpire. Late swing by Rodriguez, punches it foul. In the dirt, off the catcher. Out at the plate, they got a late jump. They didn't go right away. Late start from third base, and a nice play by the catcher, DeAngelis. To the pitcher, Cassidy, off the pitcher's glove. Out at the plate. So it was strike three for the second out. So the play went 2-1 on the runner trying to score from third. The play now goes 1-2. So it looked like English might have a big inning with the bases loaded and nobody out, and they wind up getting only the one run. So at the end of three, it's English 9, Revere 5. Swing and miss on the first pitch by Kyle Cummings, the shortstop. He has singled in 2 runs and scored a run in the first. He struck out swinging his last time. Hit to third. Thrown away at first base. Excuse me, that was Andrew Leone leading off, the right fielder. Cummings struck out the last time, ended the inning. So the error puts a runner at first. I don't know if the Revere coach thought somebody interfered with the runner at the ball, holding the runner at first because he was talking to the umpire, but Leone will be at first with nobody out. High for a ball. We're in the top of the fourth. English fall behind 4-0, but they've put 9 on the board. Revere got 1 back, and that's where we are, 9-5. Figueroa starting his 4th inning. In for a strike. He's given up only 2 hits, both in the first inning, after back-to-back walks. He gave up another walk in the third that scored 3 walks. He's given up, all 3 have scored. High for a ball. In for a strike. This is Chris Secker, who came in to play second base when they made the pitching change. The runner takes off. It's ball 4. So that was Ollie Svensson. Sal DeAngelis, the catcher's the hitter. So they put 2 subs in. I thought they'd put them in the same order that they were replacing, but they put Svensson in at third base, and he's batting in the first baseman spot. In for a strike. So 2 on with nobody out. The lights are on here now at Breed. This is a Clancy Field. Low for a ball. 2 on with nobody out here in the 4th. Swing and a miss. Got his money's worth on that swing. Top of the order on deck for Revere here in the top of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss. Gets the strikeout. Six strikeout. He's got at least 1 in every inning. Chris Cassidy, who's now the pitcher, has popped to first and popped to second. He's the leadoff hitter for the Patriots. High and tight for a ball. Hit in the left field for a base hit. They held the runner. Now the throw gets away. Well, Chris Cassidy gets a base hit and an RBI. Again, the walk hurts, the walk scores. So second and third for Revere is, I feel a little bit of a drop of water coming down. And we're going to get a change. Figueroa was going to go to center field, and I think Galva is going to be the new pitcher. So Galva will be the new pitcher. Figueroa gave up 6 runs. 2 of them earned. Three of them earned. He's responsible for the runners on base here. Hit inside the third base line. 2 runs are going to score. It'll be a double. And just like that, Revere has a tying run at second base with one out. Swing and a miss. This is Miro, who was the pitcher, the left fielder. He's now the first baseman. He's walked twice and scored twice. And that was Balia who got that double. He was the third baseman. He kept him in the game someplace, moving people around. Down the way for a ball. Down and in for a ball. In for a strike. High and tight for ball four. Five walks given up by English pitching. 3 of them have scored. Four of them have scored. And the other one is at first base. Miro has walked 3 straight times. In for a strike. They bounced it to second base. Mike Pop was the left fielder. He's now the center fielder. He has walked and scored and popped the shortstop. He's facing Galva for the first time. In for a strike again. So Revere coming back. It's now 9-8. Nice stop by Falaska on a pitch in the dirt. High and tight for a ball. Hit foul past third base. So I think Revere got in front 4-0. English got 6 in the bottom in the first. They get 2 more. They got a 4-run lead. Revere cut it to 3. English got it back to 4, matching that run in the third inning. And now Revere has answered with 2, and they have first and second with 1 out. Little late swing, just got a piece and fouled it off the backstop. Hit foul again past third. So Pop hanging around, making Galva work. Strike 3 called. He started at first base like it was ball 4, and he gets rung up. So 2 away. Don Boudreau is still in the game as well. They made changes, and they obviously don't tell us the changes. That one bounces. The runners are going to move up. So the tying run at third, the go-ahead run at second, with 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Chop foul into the English dugout. Galva trying to stop the bleeding. An error, a walk, a hit, a double, another walk. The 2 outs are both strikeouts. Hit foul to the backstop. Strike 3 called. So they leave the tying run at third, but they get themselves back in the game. They put 2 on the board with 2 hits, an error, a couple of walks. All of a sudden, that lead has shrunk. It's now 9-8 as we're halfway through the ball game. 9-8. English over Revere. And Chris Cassidy will start an inning after coming in relief in the third. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 for English as we start the bottom of the fourth inning. Revere squeezing back after leading 4-0 and then falling behind 9-5. They close it to 9-8. Brendan Velasco is perfect. He's got 2 hits, knocked in 2 runs, and scored 2 runs. Takes the pitch for a strike. Facing Cassidy for the first time. High for a ball. Velasco, Bonilla, Manzanillo, the 3 hitters for English here in the fourth inning. High and tight for a ball. Swing and a miss. Get all of that swing. Missed it. Evens the count at 2. Hits it to left field. Inside the left field line. Fair. All the way down. Velasco in with a stand-up double. He's got his 3rd hit. He got all of that one. He's at second with nobody out. So 2 singles and a double for Velasco, the Bulldog catcher. Bonilla walked, doubled in a run. English first baseman 1 for 1 with an RBI. On base twice. High and tight for a ball. High and away for a ball. Down and away, 3-0. So I would guess that he would be taking here. In for a strike. He can still be selected with the count 3-1. Swing and a miss. Hits it foul, out of play. Misses ball 4. So 2 on, nobody out for Henry Manzanillo. He reached in the fielder's choice and scored. Last time up, he struck out swinging, facing Cassidy for the first time. High for a ball. High and tight again, 2-0. And it's going to bring a trip out to the mound. We're in the bottom of the 4th. English holding on to a 1-run lead now. Again, Revere jumped out 4-0. English scored 8, 6 in the first, 2 in the second to take a 4-run cushion. Revere got a run in the third to cut it to 3. English got it back to 4 with matching that run in the 3rd inning. But now Revere has struck for 3 in the top of the 4th to get back within a run. English has put the first 2 on here in the bottom of the 4th. In for a strike. Swing and a miss. Evens the count at 2. Got a piece, but the catcher holds on. One away. Mateo Rodriguez gets hit by a pitch. That loads the bases once again for the Bulldogs. They've had it a few times. Rodriguez before that had reached on error and scored and grounded out third to first. Jarrell Benson walked and scored and was called out on strikes. High and tight for a ball. Deep to right field, it's going to score a run. So English gets a little bit of breathing room with that 10th run. Elijah Wallace reached on an error and reached on an error and scored a run. Swing and a miss. That's going to go out of play. So the leadoff double by Velasco, followed by a walk and a hit batsman, moved Velasco to third. He scored on the sacrifice fly. That was almost by him when he swung the bat that time. Hit the shot. And they throw him out at first base. So English is down, but they get a run. And that one-run cushion turns into two with that one. At the end of 4 innings, it's 10-8 English over Revere. Cal Cummings will lead it off for Revere in the 5th inning. He singled in 2 and scored a run in the first, struck out swinging his last time up. He's the shortstop. Galva back on the mound. Pitches in for a strike. Two quick strikes. It had a little bit of mustard on it. Swing and a miss, he gets him. Andrew Leone reached on an error and reached on an error. And he scored a run. Drops it foul towards the third base side, English dugout. Hit the deep shot. He beats it for a base hit. Nice try by the shortstop, Manzanillo. He had to go way to his right. That was going into left field. Leone's on for the 3rd time. This time with a base hit. Nice stop by Velasco. In first strike. I think this is Svensson, who went in to play third base. They moved people around and put them in different spots in the batting order. Nice stop again by Velasco. I thought he would be batting second in place of the third baseman, but they put him in place of the second baseman, even though he went to play third. Nice stop by Velasco again. In for a strike. The runner takes off, and it's ball 4. So more walks given up. Second time that Svensson has walked. Sal DeAngelis has struck out twice. He's the catcher for Revere. Once against Figueroa and once against Galva. They throw it into center field, but not going anywhere. 10-8, Revere has the tying runs on base here in the top of the 5th with 1 out. Top of the order on deck. He bunts it. They'll make the play at first. So Cassidy, who's the pitcher, the third pitcher for Revere, has a chance to help himself. The tying runs in scoring position with 2 outs here in the 5th. Nice stop by Velasco again. Cassidy has popped up to the right side twice, first baseman, second baseman. Last time up, he got an RBI single and scored a run when they got 3 in the 4th inning. High for ball 2. Hit in the right field, off the right fielder's glove. It dropped in front of him. 2 runs are going to score, and they're not going to score. They throw him out at the plate. Cassidy gets an RBI single. Great job by Wallace. He tried to make the shoestring catch. He short hopped it. It dropped in front of him. He blocked it, got it to Bonilla. Bonilla made a great throw to Velasco, and they cut the runner down, which would have tied the game up. Cassidy comes up with his second straight hit, his second RBI. And now it's 10-9 as Revere gets it back within a run. But a nice staying with it. Wallace hustled, got it to Bonilla. Bonilla made the good throw. I thought automatically with 2 outs everybody would be running. I thought they were going to score because it bounced off the right fielder. But a perfect throw by Bonilla to Velasco, cut the runner down, and Revere doesn't get the tying run. They get back within a run, and English leads it 10-9. And for English, it'll be 9-1-2 in the bottom of the 5th. Figueroa hit a sacrifice fly in the first and singled and was thrown out trying to score, and a throw back to the pitcher got away. He tried to score. The pitcher threw him out at the plate. That was the inning when English had 2 thrown out at the plate. It looked like they would have a big inning. They had the bases loaded, 1 out. Sacrifice fly scored a run. And then 2 runners thrown out at the plate. One trying to score on a wild pitch. The other trying to score on the pitch off the pitcher's glove. Hit high in the air to right field. Almost in his tracks, the right fielder makes the play. One away. Former center fielder, now the pitcher Galva, has walked twice, was called on strikes. 2 of those at-bats came in the first inning when English sent 10 to the plate. He scored a run. In for a strike. Started to pull the trigger and just held up as it broke down and away. Hit past the dive of the shortstop for a base hit. Galva's on for the 3rd time. English has a base runner. Sedan Rodriguez singled it a run and scored, walked and scored. Last time up he was called out on strikes. Off the catcher's glove. That's going to move the runner down to second base. Pitch in the dirt. Another wild pitch. They have a bunch of those, moving people up in a scoring position. Hit. Line drive to the second baseman, turns into a double play. Rodriguez hit it a ton, looked like it was going into center field. Second baseman made a great play. So they get a base hit, but they only have 3 base runners, 3 at-bats with the double play. We're through 5. English holding on to that skinny 1-run lead, 10-9 over Revere going into the 6th. Revere threw me a bit of a curve. They gave me a roster with all their subs and starters, but they didn't give me a number 13 on their roster. And he's the at-bat now. He's playing left field, and he came in the game when they changed pitches, and last time up, he got a 2-run double. So I don't know who he is, but he's 1 for 1 with a double and 2 RBI. Up and away for a ball. We're in the top of the 6th. English clinging to a 1-run lead as the pitch is way up and in. In for a strike. In for a strike, comes back to even the count at 2 after falling behind 2-0. Reaches for that and fouls it back and out of play. Waved at the pitch, and he's going to wind up reaching first base. He went after the pitch in the dirt. He missed it. It went off the catcher. Velasquez couldn't find the ball. And he winds up reaching first base with the tying run. Giancarlo Miro was the starting pitcher, went to left field. Now he's at first base. He's walked 3 straight times and scored 2 runs. He was all excited about reaching first base on the strikeout. They almost picked him off. So Revere has the tying run on. Hit in the air to center field. Big Guerrero gives his coach a little bit of an out for making that one-handed catch. One away, they get Miro for the first time. Mike Pop walked and scored, popped a shot, called out on strikes. High and tight for a ball. So that little threat of water, little spray, looked like we might be getting something coming down, has gone away. In for a strike. But the cold weather stayed. It has been a bitterly brutal day. Tough for the players, the coaches, the few fans watching. As Pop swings through the pitch that was down and in. 1-2 the count. Strike 3 called. Two-way. It would be 3. Revere's going to get 4 hitters this inning with the strikeout reaching. Romero singled and scored, grounded a short, called out on strikes. Diving back as the runner at first. Hit to third. They get the force at second. So Revere gets a break with the strikeout scoring. But English gets out of the inning. Revere now down to their last 3 outs, only down a run, but they've only got 1 inning to get it back. We'll move into the bottom half of the 6th. It'll be 3, 4, and 5. So they'll try to do something here to give themselves a little bit of breathing room going into the 7th inning. Brendan Velasquez, the catcher, will lead off. He's perfect. He's got 2 singles, a double. He's knocked in 2 and scored 2. So he's almost half the offense. He's accounted for 4 of the 10 runs. Cassidy back on the mound. He's done a nice job coming in relief. So English will try to do something here to give themselves a little bit of breathing room, leading by only by a run. Revere led by 4. English got the lead to their side by 4. And now Revere has pecked away and got it back to within a run. And the last thing we need here is to go extra innings on this bitterly cold day. I'm not sure what Revere is doing now. They're making a last-second change. And they're throwing me another curve. Popper was the left fielder, went to center field. Now he's moving back to left field. Balia, who was the third baseman, moves back to second base. As they try to straighten everything out. That last sub was last second. And how they come out, English comes out to talk to the umpire about substitutions and changes and well, you know, I guess they straightened it out. We'll get back to baseball. So Velasquez will look to get it started in the bottom of the 6th for the Bulldogs. Looking to go 2-0. Revere looking to go 1-1. And Revere looking to get a win here at Breed. They lost at Classical here, their first game on Monday. Way up and in for a ball. So Revere trying to make it 1-1 and make it 1-1 here at Breed against the 2 Lynn teams. English trying to make it, give Lynn a 2-0 over Revere. And Velasquez gets hit. Pitch was way inside. Second hit batsman. Velasquez not too happy about getting hit. So he's on for the 4th time. Bernier walked, doubled in a run, and walked. His double was down the right field line. High for a ball. The lights have been on for a long time. Right around the 3rd inning, the lights went on here at Breed. Swing and a miss. And he hits Veneer. So Cassidy is giving English a lift, hitting the first two batters here in the sixth inning. And that brings a trip out to the mound. So 2-on with nobody out. Manzanillo, the shortstop, reached in the fielder's choice and scored a run. The last two times up, he struck out swinging. Veneer is on for the fourth time. 2 walks, a double, and a hit batsman. So he was trying to get some breathing room, and Revere is trying to give it to him, hitting the first 2 hitters. In for a strike. Up and in for a ball. Solid shot to left field. Foul. Hit it a ton and just got in front enough to pull it foul. That would have been interesting. So it's a long strike. Solid shot again, foul. Left fielder is playing a mile out in left field. Down away for a ball. Strike 3 called. So 1 away now with 2 on. Mateo Rodriguez reached on her and scored, grounded out to third, got hit by a pitch. He's been on twice and scored a run. High for a ball. So Manzanillo came close. He hit it high and deep and long. Both of them went foul. And then he got caught looking. High and tight, 2-0. That noise you hear is the English bench screaming. That one bounced off the catcher's glove. The runners don't go anywhere. So it's 3-0, and he'll be very selective here. He'll take a good look at this pitch. in for a strike. And again, he'll be very selective with the count 3-1. High and tight for ball 4. So 2 hit batsmen and a walk. Sam was around a strikeout, loaded the bases with 1 out. Well, Jarrell Benson, who was walked and scored, called out on strikes and hit a long fly to right field that knocked in a run. And that run he knocked in is the difference in the game. English leading 10-9. In for a strike. Fishing for a ball, 1-1. Walks, wild pitches, errors for both sides have been big in the game. In this inning, hit batsmen have been big. It's a foul off the backstop. Up and away for a ball. 2-2 the count to the Bulldog third baseman. They get 1, safe at first. Nice play by the pitcher. So Revere trying to get out of it. Have to have the bases loaded and 1 out. The pitcher helps himself, picking that, getting the play. They almost turned the double play. Benson just beat the throw at first. And now we're going to pinch hitter for the Bulldogs. Gilbert Galva hits it to the third baseman for a force at third. Revere gets out of the inning. So the 2 hit batsmen and the walk don't hurt. We finished 6. English 3 outs away, but they're only 1 run on top. English 10, Revere 9 going into the 7th. 6, 7, 8 for Revere. They need a run to stay alive. English needs 3 outs to get their second win. Kyle Cummings singled in 2 in the first inning, struck out swinging twice after that. Pitches high for a ball. Galva trying to close it out. Revere got a little bit of a life in that 6th inning when English had 2 hit batsmen and a walk, and Revere got out of it without giving up anything. Solid shot inside left field. Extra bases. It's a tying run at second base with nobody out. He ripped that just inside the third base bag down the left field line. And we got a trip out to the mound as Revere is trying to at least tie it up with the tying run at second base. Cummings' second hit, he got all of that one. He ripped it inside the third base bag, deep down the left field line, easily into second base. Leone, the hitter, has reached on an error twice, singled his last time up. He scored a couple of runs. And Revere comes to life in the dugout, trailing by a run, but having the tying run at second base. Long discussion with the umpire, with both coaching staffs. He just complaining about something. Umpire talking to the Revere coach as well. We'll get back to baseball. They bunted foul. English trying to hold on to go 2-0. Revere trying to come from behind, pull one out here in the seventh inning. Busted foul again. Swing and a miss for strike three. This is Ollie Svensson came in relief at third base. He's been up twice, walked twice. Hit in the gap. They're going to tie the game up. Out at the plate. They hesitated to see if the ball would be caught. Second time that Wallace to Bonilla to Velasquez has cut the runner down at the plate. I automatically thought it was tied. There was no question the ball was going to be in the gap, but they hesitated. They waited to see if the ball would be caught, and it cost them. Hit back to the pitcher. They make the play, and the game is over. Galva makes the play, and English is going to win it. They're going to hold on and survive 10-9 as they throw 2 runners out at the plate. It looked like they were easy pickers, going to tie the game up as Svensson bounced it into right field. And I looked up, and the runner was thrown out at the plate because he waited to see if the ball would be caught, and it cost him. He got thrown out at the plate. Second time they threw runners out at the plate, and it cost them dearly because they lost it 10-9. Revere got 4 in the first inning on back-to-back walks after 2 outs and an error and a couple of hits. They were leading 4-0. English got 6 in the bottom of the first, helped out by a couple of errors. English got 2 more in the second to make it 8-4. Revere got a run in the third to make it 8-5. English answered that with a run to get back to 4 runs, 9-5. Revere got 3 in the fourth to make it 9-8. English got a run in the fourth to make it 10-8. Revere answered back with a run to make it 10-9, and then the big finish at the end with the runner being thrown out at home plate, and then the ground out to the pitcher to get the last out, and English makes it 2-0. They win it for the second time, and Revere loses for the second time here at Breed against the 2 Lynn teams. They lost to Classical here, now they lose to English here. For English, Galva had 2 walks, a single, scored a run. Janier Rodriguez had an RBI single, a walk, scored 2 runs. Brendan Velasco was outstanding. He had 2 hits, 2 singles, a double, got hit by a pitch, scored 3, knocked in 2. Bonilla was on base 4 times, 2 walks, a hit batsman, and a double. He knocked in a run. Manzanello reached on the fielder's choice, scored a run. Rodriguez reached on error, scored a run. Benson drew a walk, scored a run, had a sacrifice fly for an RBI. Wallace was on base twice with errors, but he scored a run. Figueroa, the starting pitcher, had a sacrifice fly, had a base hit. Galva came in relief, and English holds on. They did it again. They spotted the opposition a sizable lead and then fought back. Last time, they blew the opposition away. This time, they just hang on, and they win it by a score of 10-9. They'll go to 2-0. Revere goes to 0-2. This will be a tough bus ride back for Revere, losing this one, especially when they had the tying run scoring and getting thrown out at the plate. And the second time they had runners thrown out at the plate. And then the little punch, a big strikeout by Galva, and then the little tap back to the mound. They get the last out, and English holds on, and they win it by a score of 10-9 to go 2-0 in the season. Revere will drop to 0-2. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.